guys, this is our week 11 class review for what we did. Started on timeline. So for timeline this week, I had little post-its on the back, so this is what it looks like in class, and then they get to pull any one off that they want. So this one, sing it in de crescendo. So we turn it like this so they don't see the picture necessarily, but they see what they're supposed to be doing. And we sing it in de crescendo. Each one has different different actions, like sing it while sword fighting like a shogun, say it backwards, whisper it, that was my favorite, say it while squat jumping. I meant to say jump squatting, and they took me literally and jumped and did a squat in the air. Not sure how squat jumping and jump squatting is different, but apparently they took it differently. Sing without looking, but they still got a rep in, so that's what matters. And then sing while jumping on one foot. And obviously you have to judge your class whether they have the maturity to do that or not, because some of those I am doubting that my class had the maturity to do. Like the sword fighting, that was interesting. For math, we did more mathercise. We had Entrepreneur Day this week, so kids were very excited about selling their stuff and probably hyped up on sugar that they've already done taste tests and everything. So we had a lot of energy, so we're getting some energy out. We did squats, lunges, arm circles, pretend bicep curls. I said just flex your muscles and do bicep curls, you'll still feel it. So I just have my mathercise sticks and they get to choose one. Went through that. The song goes like this: 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 216, 343, 512, 729, 1,000, 1,331, 1,728, 2,197, 2,744, 3,375, and even though we have master's class for squares and cubes, we get to sing it. So we've enjoyed getting to sing these last couple weeks instead of having to say 1 times 1 is 1. For Latin, they really enjoy the slap game where you get in a circle. It's the slap game that we all played growing up down by the riverside, hanky-panky. Well, I don't bring that up in class, but we do the little slap game. So we get in a circle, right hand on top, and we just say Latin nouns and pronouns have different endings called declensions. And whoever gets slapped on declensions gets out. And we've made up a new rule apparently that you can yank your hand out, and so if you end up slapping your own hand, you're out. This is always fun, and in the end, because I only had 7 students in class last week, the last 2, when it came down to 2, we just played paper, rock, scissors, and you just keep doing this, and on declensions, then you shoot. So you say Latin nouns and pronouns have different endings called declensions. And then that's how you found out who won. For English, Estelle taught English. I forgot to assign something to, if any of your kids want to choose a subject to teach next week, I'll put it out on band, and I'll let you guys let me know if anybody wants to do a subject. I forgot to assign one. But Estelle, she had brought in a paper plate, a paper cup, and some forks and spoons, and so everybody got a chance to set the table as we set it. I did go over in class, to set is a transitive verb, so you were setting something. You were setting something down, you were setting the table. It does have that meaning that transportates, that's the only thing I can think of, to another, to a direct object. To sit, which we'll learn next week, does not have, is intransitive, so it does not, we can just sit down. Anyway, so as people are setting the table, because it's all just in a bag, they have to set the table before we finish saying to set, infinitive, set, sets, set, setting, sets. And this is a tongue twister because it's so much set, set, sets. The verse I shared this week came from Isaiah 54:10. It tied into our geography since we're learning about mountains. It says, "For the mountains may be removed and the hills may shake, but my loving kindness will not be removed from you, and my covenant of peace will not be shaken, says the Lord who has compassion on you." I don't always get around to sharing a verse, but when I can, I do, because this is what CC is all about, to know God and to make Him known. Everything that we're learning points back to God, and God is the source of all this knowledge. For science was the endocrine system, and this was kind of fun, just toilet paper rolls, paper towel roll, and I borrowed some mousetrap balls, which do open up, and so they had little hidden messages inside. So these were our hormones, and so each kid got to come up, and as we said it, I asked, what is the endocrine system? The endocrine system consists of glands and organs. Oh, my board got squished. Glands and organs that use hormones to send messages to the rest of through the bloodstream to the rest of the body. Let's try that again. What is the endocrine system? The endocrine system consists of glands and organs that use hormones to send messages through the bloodstream to the rest of the body. And I had this little guy at the end of the table to catch the hormone messages. And if they wanted to, they could open up their hormone and read. I had different hormones and what they do in our body. This one says cortisol tells your body to wake up and gives you energy, but too much may lead to high stress. So the different major hormones in our body and just what they do if they wanted to look at their message. For history, we are learning about Sweet Abe Lincoln here. Tell me about the Civil War. We listened to the app in class, so that's one time listening to it, 2 times hearing the song, and then we sang it together as a class as a whole. In 1861, the Civil War began when President Abraham Lincoln went to war with the southern states that had seceded from the Union. And then after we all said it together in class, anybody who wanted to got to come up and try to say it on their own without looking. And if they were successful, they got to add a feature to this Abe. So he got some lips and a bow tie. For geography, Northern Appalachian Mountains, we just got markers and marked these on our maps. And it does go to a song. I'll link the guy I use because he goes through the next 4 weeks of the mountains that we're learning mountains until week 14. But this week it goes like it goes to the tune of She'll Be Coming Around a Mountain. Northern Appalachian Mountains, White Mountains, Green Mountains, Adirondack Mountains, Allegheny Mountains, Northern Appalachian Mountains. And so we're sticking with that tune for the next 4 weeks. When we found it on the maps, I said, once each one found it, okay, point to the White Mountains. I would go around and see everybody's pointing to the White Mountains. Which mountains are right next to the White Mountains? Everybody say Green Mountains. So show me, tell me in that way. And then at the end, because it's all markers, they have a little paper towel set next to them. And I say, you may erase the Allegheny Mountains. And I see that they're erasing the Allegheny Mountains. They're erasing it one at a time. So we're just getting one more rep in before we pass it along. I may actually make them sing the song as we point a couple times. So we did that as well. Before they erased, we're just singing the song as they point to each mountain range. And we'll do that for the next 4 weeks. For science, we talked about the eyes and nose and ears while they got to draw a self-portrait in their science journal. And we'll put together bodies next week. Rachel took care of Tin Whistle. Thank you, Rachel. And for review, we went outside. Since we were doing faces in science, I had roll a face. And so they got to partner up with a sheet, some sheets I'd printed off of just roll a face. And so when they roll the dice once, it just tells them which face shape. Depending on what number they rolled, there's a face shape. And there's like monsters, there's animals, there's all sorts of different things. There's even landscapes you could do. And so they enjoy doing that. There's drawing. They got to go on their own pace. It's not like answer a question and roll. They just got to all go at their own pace while we reviewed. And we got some review outside because it was gorgeous outside. I think that's it for week 11. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you for week 12.